boys and girls, and sports fans of all ages. Broadcasting live from the heart of the Duke City, it's time for a great afternoon of sports entertainment talk. Get ready for in-depth discussions on everything from the court to the field, mixed with the business and culture that orbit the sports world. Whether it's the latest blockbuster trade or the societal impact of sports. 2 Men On, with your hosts, Van Nunley and Fred Slow, with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
It's Monday, Albuquerque. You know what that means? It means the boys are at Howie Sports Page. Let's go. Yes. Love hanging out at the page. Love raging at the page. We're going to do it all night long. And by all night long, I mean primarily just Monday Night Football, because after that, the crowd gets real Jake Cassio age, and me and Van have to run away.
Well, by that point, I'm gone too, because I've decided I'm leaving with you. Yeah.
Yep, mentally and emotionally, you are gone. Physically, your presence still here. Jake Cassio is here. Jake, welcome.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Jake has aged through osmosis, just hanging out with us too much.
Yeah, I would give myself, an additional 2.5 months to my life hanging out with you guys.
If I had an extra 2.5, I wouldn't put it in months. Van Nunley, welcome to the show.
Always a pleasure to be here at the page of Howard.
I like
yes.
that.
I was going to say, hanging out with this crew usually takes years off your life, not adds age on to it. Adds much time to it.
Luke Markwith?
Yes.
You are Howie's? Is that weird?
It's like the Dread Pirate Roberts. It's like, the next person takes over and then they become Howie. So
funny.
At some point I will legally become Howie.
Highlander rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You just absorb it. You are the next in line. Isaiah Johnson back at the studio. He's
Dalai Lama rules.
Isaiah is in mourning, but he is with us. Isaiah, welcome.
Oh, I'm doing great, actually.
Oh, doing great.
Wow.
Okay. Good news. Okay.
See, Zay, what he's talking about, Zay turned a corner, and instead of being a Cowboys homer apologist, this is our year, he's on the Fire Mike McCarthy team.
Oh, welcome.
And he's rooting for losses now.
Yeah, it's definitely not the players on the field. It's definitely the head coach.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%. How football can work when your coach is McCarthy.
I had a perfect prize pick yesterday, picking against the Cowboys. So that's a fact. That is a fact.
That Dak Prescott interception over Moore.
Right
Moore
away.
one.
Had it right away.
Yeah, immediately. Got that one up. You didn't want to do a Dak interception demon, more than 1.5 picks?
Did it exist?
It hit.
I would have took it if I saw it.
I got a little injury relief on my prize picks last night for
the running back going
out because I had him on there. So I ended up getting a perfect one minus that. So
yeah. It was the same thing where the total would have got us there if it would have been him.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So a win financially, but more of a win emotionally.
Right.
And tough one
for surprised. It's like things are different. Like usually it's Josh Allen top of the league in interceptions, but now Dak has just got 8 and Allen's only got 1.
Yeah, it's Mahomes now.
Well, and the hard thing about talking about the NFL right now is that it's not the World Series. The Los Angeles Dodgers are up 2 of them over the New York Yankees. They go to the Bronx to close this thing out in 2 games. TV is upset that this one's not going to 7, but the Yankees are not currently in the stratosphere, atmosphere, baseball sphere, talent sphere, support sphere that the Dodgers are currently in. Also, the Dodgers have the secret weapon, Tommy Edman.
Yeah.
And Tommy Edman is a world beater all of a sudden. NLCS MVP, going to go on a World Series MVP, going to get Anthony Rendon money afterwards. Like he is the absolute truth. And your Dodgers, Albuquerque, are minutes away from a World Series.
Hard disagree. Even though I'd like to see Shohei do it, Yankees are going to come back.
No,
they're at Yankee Stadium.
They have Aaron Boone. They're not coming back.
There's been a petition amongst all Yankees fans to cheer Aaron Judge as the regular season MVP. Turn the tide. Give him that extra swag.
Won't work.
Give him that extra mojo.
Nope.
And cheer him back into success. Aaron Judge is too good
153
to suck a whole series. He's going to turn it around. Juan Soto's Juan Soto. The Yankees will claw their way back into the series while they're in New York.
If Aaron Judge was half the man that Tommy Edman is, the Yankees would have won 1 game.
He's half the man he
If he
was
can
in the
even
regular
hit
season.
2/3 is good.
Mm-hmm. Saturday's game was very good. Came down to the final out. Obviously, Friday's game was very good. Came down to the final out. We're going to have the game on tonight here at Howie's as we're hosting Monday Night Football. Can I talk you into putting it on the big screen? What do we got to do, Luke? Like, what's the rule here?
Yeah, that's a tough one. We'll, we are a Monday Night Football gig. It's
Monday Night Football will still outdraw the World Series.
Yes.
Shohei and Judge or no Shohei and Judge.
yeah,
I mean, but Russell Wilson, he's the draw, boys.
that's it.
There'll be more Steelers jerseys here at Howie's Sports page than there will be Yankees and Dodgers combined.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's Albuquerque.
A live shot
you
of
know.
Russell Wilson doing push-ups in the airplane aisle would probably outdraw.
Yes.
Even though it is the World Series and it's a great series.
Not incorrect is that the World Series has been the best one that I've seen in the 2020s thus far over just 2 games. And I think it's the best one I've seen in 15 years. I mean, it is.
Since 2017.
Since 2017 is accurate. Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Hard agree.
before then, I'd say 2011.
Yep.
You know,
Hard agree.
Yeah, it goes back that far. And it's, oh, man, what is that called when you put your nails into the wood and you just scrape the veneer off with your own fingernails?
Having OCD or
Yeah,
being crazy.
It's so inducing of.
I think in the horse world, it's called cribbing, where they just gnaw
That
on
is
their
correct.
crib door.
That's what I'm doing.
So you're cribbing.
I'm cribbing as
Yeah.
I'm watching.
Uh-huh.
I hosted the gravel grinder over the weekend for the Day of the Tread festivities. Had a lot of fun doing that. There was a sighting of me. I'm very much used to, hey, you're Fred Slow from the radio show. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, you're Fred Slow from pro wrestling. That's awesome. Hey, you're Fred Slow. We're Eskimo brother. Like all that stuff I get all the time. The one I got over the weekend, which I had not got yet, I got, hey, you're Fred Slow with the Boys and Girls Club boys. It's official.
Congratulations.
It was a cool one for me.
Congratulations.
So anyways, call me, donate to the Boys and Girls Club. It super helps the world of boys and girls.
Of boys and girls.
Yes, and the club,
And the gray area.
which is they, them.
They, them area.
Yes.
Young they, thems.
You just change it to the club.
Yeah, just the club.
The club.
Mhm.
Change it up. How was Howie's over the weekend, Luke? How was the sports scene? How was the Lobo game?
Great crowd for it.
Yeah.
After 3 wins in a row, they were due for an
Cool.
inevitable
Did you
letdown.
say do or duped?
It showed how important Wysong is out there because once he went out, the offense just seemed to have
Good
very
note.
little flow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Colorado State is they're a team that's gonna play in a bowl.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna lose a game, you're gonna lose a game to a team that's gonna play games after the season. Like that's a tough one. But Van, you had almost convinced me. Van, last week. You said the Lobos got it. You looked at them. You looked at me and you said, this is a team that's going to win this past weekend, as we're referencing. And you said they're going to get eligible for a bowl before they end this thing. You still feel that same way?
No, this was the one they had to win.
Yeah.
Because I hate to admit your alma mater, Washington State,
Too good.
in all likelihood will put it
7-1.
on them.
Even though they had their hands full with San Diego State this weekend. I mean, that was a lot. I'm not sure if that makes me more fearful of San Diego State or if that makes me more hopeful against Washington State.
I think all things being equal, you can put a W on the chalkboard for Wyoming. You can put a W on the chalkboard for Hawaii. San Diego State's their last bastion. It's their last hope.
That's a tough one.
A ranked Washington State team, that's going to be hard to overcome. I'm not going to put it past them. But this was the one to win to get in the bowl contention.
On the Wyoming one's tough because they're coming off a tough game where they were pretty critical of the officials in their game. And I think they call like a reprimand from the NCAA or whatever. And that's a deal. So they're going to come out with vengeance against the Lobos. And then, as you mentioned, San Diego State was in the mix against now ranked number 22, Washington State. Washington State, I think, is 7-1. They're going to do a big exclamation point kind of against the Lobos on November the 16th, as they're going to try to be one of the final 16 teams or whatever, and they're probably going to be a little bit outside looking in at that point. And then talking about Hawaii, I do think the season will end on a W, but will it be enough?
Yeah, I don't think so. Now you got to look towards beating San Diego State. And, I mean, like I said before, like this was the game to win.
Yeah.
You don't commit 4 turnovers. You beat Colorado State. 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. That was obviously the difference. You're not going to win football games ever if you're at a 4 turnover deficit.
The defense played better than it's played all season.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
They
Very
kept them in the
impressive.
game. And like I said, the offense after Wysong just didn't seem to have that same flow. And this is where that first game at Montana State or with Montana State really hurts.
Yep.
You give up super short fields there in the second quarter, obviously, and teams that can score are going to score against you. But was it 3 of the quarters they held them scoreless? Like it felt like the fastest game of all time.
Correct.
Oh, it was a blink.
Yeah, and
What I don't understand, though, is throwing the ball 40 times.
319 yards. I mean, it moves.
Yeah.
I mean, but then you catch a deflection, you catch a tip. It's not quite on point, and then it comes back the other way, and then it's over for you. And that's tough, like for Lobo fan, because Lobo fan, at least on this program, we've been telling them for 3 straight weeks, Devin Dampier is the truth, and you can trust him to drop back 40 times, and then they're doing it on the field, and it's not the result you think it will be on the field, and you're not weirded out. But if you can't go with the one guy that brought you to the dance, if you can't dance with him, there's no one else to leave with. Like, the running game is not there. Eli Sanders, I think, is good. What are you going to do when you're chasing the whole thing? Like, what are you going to do?
There's nothing you can do.
No, they're going to.
I think
Draw
if
back.
Devin ran the ball 5 more times, it could have been a different result.
What?
Yeah.
Why that number?
5 plus.
Just a little more
That's
balance.
what makes them lethal. Give it the balance, and that dual threat quarterback is what was our success for 3 weeks.
Well, they did what they needed to do. They outgained Colorado State
By a
for
ton.
450 to 330, 120 more yards. That's a field and a quarter. That usually equates like every 50 yards is a score, correct?
When they gave they gave out a heart attack like every drive. Was it 4 for 4 on 4th downs or 3 for 3 on 4th downs? And you're
Wild.
and you kind of keep thinking like, oh, okay, like they're gonna score here. They're gonna be. They didn't score. Okay, right? They're gonna score, and they're gonna stop them. We've been watching it. They're gonna okay. We got the ball back. Here we go, and just nothing. Just I don't know. Not enough ball time. Not a good game for the Lobos. That's it. That's the bottom line. That sucks for the fan base.
The momentum was definitely building, and this is one that kind of puts a damper on that. But it's also one that you went into knowing was going to be a tough matchup.
It's weird to go from like must win to biggest loss, because that's what it feels like now. It feels like a bigger loss than the Montana game. Montana State.
Hard disagree. Yeah, a loss to a bowl team versus a loss to a team that isn't even in your league. I don't think those are really comparable. This one, you coming into the season, you're like, all right, Colorado State, they're probably going to win 6 or 7 games. If we play tough and like work our game plan, we could be in it. But Montana State, you're like, oof, that's an auto W right there.
You would think that is. Yeah, you would. Well, anyways, tough one. Tough weekend for the Lobos. Lots of NFL talk. Super fun thing going on with the morning show and us, though. It's the Sports Animal Audible, boys. We are excited for it. What they've done in the morning is they put it on us a little bit, okay? So the opening drive says, we're going to give you a keyword. We're going to give you a keyword, and if you recite that keyword on 2 Men On, we're going to open up the phone lines, 505-246-0610. If you give us the Sports Animal Audible from the morning, you get what, Isaiah? What's our prize today?
Is it tickets to the Lobo game?
Let's go. 4-pack to
right.
the aforementioned Lobo game. Which game is that, Isaiah? You got it in front of you?
No, I'm pulling it up right now.
All right, he's pulling it up right now. So you give up. So when we ask for it, and I'm going to ask for it when we get back. When we get back from the break, I'm going to say, what is the Sports Animal Audible of the day? I know what the word is. I'm very aware of what the word is. You call us, you give it to us, 505-246-0610. Isaiah is going to then award you with 4 tickets to the Lobo game. And then what we are going to do, guys, is we're going to come up with a better word, because we're going to do the exact same thing in the morning. So we're going to have our Sports Animal Audible before the end of the day. And then the morning show is going to give you tickets in the morning, the opening drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Also fun fact. So it's 2 tickets to the game, but I honestly completely guessed it was Lobo tickets, and I'm glad that it actually is Lobo tickets. So yes, it's going to be Lobos versus Wyoming on November 12th.
2nd. So Wyoming at New Mexico on November the 2nd. 2 tickets. from us to you for being a part of the Sports Animal all day long with the Sports Animal Audible. We are super excited about that, and we'll take your calls whenever we get back from the break. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, live from Howie's Sports Page, the Sports Animal. Almost back to 2 Men On, where if you claimed you didn't watch the World Series on Saturday, you're lying. 13.8 million here in the U.S., 15.9 million in Japan. Wild.
It's the Shohei effect. And Yamamoto.
It's our Sports Animal Audible of the day. If you were tuned into the opening drive this morning, you know what the word is. They gave it to you. We want it. Call Isaiah, 505-246-0610. Give him the Sports Animal Audible of the day, and you'll be the winner of 2 Lobo tickets. That, of course, is against Wyoming, November the 2nd. We are excited for you being a part of the Sports Animal all day long. That means a lot to us. So we're accepting our Sports Animal Audible of the day, and we'll keep that open until that is gone. 505-246-0610. Here's a little hint of what the Sports Animal Audible of the day is. It's a lot about Freddie Freeman. That dude was a stud over the weekend. First walk-off grand slam in extra innings in the history of World Series baseball. Every childhood dream come alive for one human being ever on the planet, and it was Freddie Freeman.
Now, hold on. The Sports Animal Audible was for Freddie Freeman, not Freddie Fame, owner, operator, promoter of Duke City Championship Wrestling. I'm confused. Are you sure?
We're just going to have to see whoever calls in and gives the Sports Animal Audible today, 505.
Because I was assuming tomorrow is going to be Vandy. Freddie and Vandy. So
kind of a wild one, though, to watch he go up there and perform a dream sequence.
I mean, that ending of that game was the craziest sequence of baseball I've watched in a long
And
time.
then a 10-year-old catches the ball.
Yeah.
And you're like,
It's wild.
And was immediately assaulted by a 40-year-old who took it from him. Oh, no.
I don't know if that's accurate
No,
or not.
not at all. I've seen it too many times.
Too many times.
They also had to remind Freeman that he hit home runs in his last 2 World Series games before this series. So he's hit home runs in 4 consecutive World Series games. And he didn't even remember that. He was like, oh, yeah, that was a couple years ago. I hit 2 more.
He'll remember this one, though.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And he's doing it on a leg and a half.
Well, yeah,
This
when
is
they
like-
started flashing the Kirk Gibson up there, and it's like, here we
Immediate.
go.
You know, both of those home runs, both in game 1 of the World Series, both for the Dodgers, both to win the game, both happened at 8:37 p.m. Pacific time. Is that kind of creepy?
Is that real?
That is very real.
Oh, I don't like that.
Are you creeped out a
I mean,
little
this
bit?
one wasn't off of Eckersley, but still,
No.
it's impressive.
Super close, though.
Have you heard the breakdown on that before from Gibson when he talks about hitting that? Have you
No.
heard where he goes through the pitch sequence?
Hmm.
And he was obviously the way it is now, iPads and analytics and all that stuff, whatever. And he said, yeah, I had this idea that Dennis, after he throws an inside cutter, he'll throw an outside slider. And so I just waited until he threw the cutter. And you're like, oh, like it's that easy. You figured out baseball.
Cracked the code.
You're the guy.
Cy Young pitcher Dennis Eckersley was just waiting for you to finally fail.
And then Dennis Eckersley said years later, he said, yeah, after I figured that out, I never threw those pitches back to back again. He's like, that was it. It was over for me. Real quick to wrap it up on this kid that caught the ball. 10-year-old kid, like a 5th grader, like didn't know he was going to the World Series till that day. Like the fam came across tickets or like that is peak. Like you peaked. Like your sports fandom is peaked forever in that moment. No matter what happens moving forward, it's not as good as Friday night was for this 10-year-old kid.
He's still sleeping with that baseball.
Yes.
I took it to school on Monday.
Oh, God.
It's showing
Armed guards.
Yeah.
If his parents didn't order him a Freddie Freeman jersey, a Freddie Freeman
Mhm.
poster, a Freddie Freeman fathead or whatever, because he's going to be his favorite player
Oh, yeah.
until the day Freddie Freeman retires.
We're doing our Sports Animal Audible. You call into the program, 505-246-0610. We'll give you 2 Lobo tickets against Wyoming. That's November the 2nd. We're excited to do it. Obviously, they gave it out this morning on the opening drive. It's our Sports Animal Audible. It's the keyword. You call in, you have that keyword, and we will give you tickets to the upcoming Lobo and Wyoming football game. Big note for game 2. This was the exact opposite. This wasn't a chance to win it offensively for the Dodgers. This was a chance to close it out for the Dodgers.
Right.
This is runners getting on base in the top of the 9th. This is less than 2 outs, guys moving around the base pass. This is the go-ahead run at the plate. This is the Dodgers doing it defensively in the field.
Yeah.
It was just as good of an ending to that one as the Friday one. And Derek Jeter's thrown out the first pitch tonight in New York. There's what should happen at home when you're wearing pinstripes. If the Yankees win, it'll be 2-1 and the series couldn't be closer. And if the Yankees win again, it's arguably one of the best World Series, at least of this century. Like it's been a crazy good baseball weekend.
Dodgers are playing so good, we might see Kershaw pitch.
Just to eat an inning to get him out
just
there?
one inning.
Just
to
change
rub
his
it in.
postseason legacy.
I mean, he's on the taxi squad for the World Series, isn't he? He's not even on the active roster.
He's dressed. He's in a hoodie.
Okay, yeah. Just change the rules of baseball to get Kershaw in there for an inning.
Dave Roberts kind of finally figured out how to manage in the postseason because he's had some issues in the postseason before, but they've come up short. But they're looking good right now.
Yeah, don't try to overmanage like Aaron Boone did in game 1 and game 2. Like, let your best players play.
Yeah.
You don't pay Garrett Cole $350 million to get yanked in the 5th inning. Let him go 7. Let him go until his arm falls off.
You're not afraid of seeing this lineup, and I'm going to give tonight it's Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Teo, Muncy, Smith, Lux, Hernandez, Edman. You're not worried about seeing those guys 3 times? Because I think I would be terrified.
Not if you're one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. You can get anyone out if you're Garrett Cole. He's one of the best to do it in this generation. You got to trust your guys.
Well, he was when he had Spider Tack.
He was the best with Spider Tack. Oh, and every prayer, every moment of meditation in the whole country of Japan has been answered. And it was a subluxation, not a dislocation for Shohei Ohtani. It's a miracle that he's playing right now. 1 day off and he's already back.
Yeah, when you saw them come out there after that slide, it was like, oh, here we go. It's but no, it looks good.
Leading off and having a chance to put one over the short porch and right. And I mean, it's going to be Yankee filled tonight. Like the Yankee fan does not sell their ticket.
Nope.
Yankee fan does not give up their seat.
Oh,
Dodgers fan can't afford, though.
Hey, who's ever producing the audio for Fox tonight?
Yeah.
Have your finger on the hotkey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you better mute a lot of the things that are going to be on microphone tonight, because Yankees fan will give it to the Dodgers. You're going to hear the worst things being said that a human can possibly say towards the Dodgers. It's going to be wild tonight.
Austin Wells not in the lineup tonight for the Yankees. Obviously, he's a left-handed hitter going up against Walker Buehler. Buehler. He's been hit by righties too, though. So I mean, maybe I get it. You know, I think analytically do your thing, but if you're down 2-0, do you do that? Do you follow your heart? Like, is Aaron Boone following his heart?
I don't think Aaron Boone really knows what he's doing out there. What's Little Major League, or what's that movie?
I don't know.
Little Big League?
Yeah, Little Big League.
There
That's
you
what
go.
it feels like when I watch Aaron Boone out there. But the little kid does a way better job than Aaron Boone does.
I mean, hard agree. He's made some bad decisions already. I think the Dodgers were kind of destined to win those games anyways. I think the Dodgers would have done what they needed to do in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to come back against Garrett Cole or whoever was on the mound. But again, I will stress this. You rode this guy's back all season. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. You got to let him make the mistake. Don't let some reliever who pitches twice a week tops make a mistake for your team. Let your stud do it.
Do you guys think it has anything to do with the spotlight? Like, do you guys think? And I'm not like, you live in New York. You have the media. You have the NYSE. You have all the attention that you get as a New York Yankee doodle. But 30 million people are watching this.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Murder, She Wrote numbers. That's huge. Like, do you think the lights are a little too bright even for New York with what Shohei and the Dodgers bring? Could be a factor.
I blame climate change.
Keep going.
It's a little too warm out right now in the world.
It's super warm.
Yeah,
I don't like
it. It's not November baseball or October baseball right now.
We're going to get
It's not going to
daylight
be
savings
cold.
time. It's going to be 80 degrees.
I mean, I think the Dodgers are just better. I mean, even in the second game, it was a stretch for the most of the game, but it still ended pretty close. I mean, if that last batter hits a homer, they win the game. And the first one obviously was close. So I think the Dodgers are just a better team. And I think the games have both they've met expectation, but the Dodgers have just won. So they're up 2-0, but I do think the Yankees are playing decent.
Yeah, the Yankees got to jump out early tonight. They got to get a lead and not be chasing the whole game, because I think that's when Boone's shortcomings really come into play.
To piggyback on Jake's point, it's not getting into the 40s tonight.
No.
Lower 50s, feels like lower 50s is all it's going to get. That's pretty weird for New York this time of year.
Yeah.
Side note for Isotopes fan, you can kind of live vicariously through Walker Buehler, as a guy who pitched in Isotope Stadium this year is pitching in Yankee Stadium for the World Series. Well, that's kind of cool, Albuquerque.
The conversation I've had with my hometown people is all about what you're talking about, vicariously through Tommy Edman, where it's people are finding a reason to root for these teams that they hate. You know, and like, no offense to Albuquerque's fandom or Los Angeles' fandom of the Dodgers, they are not loved. No offense. The Yankees are actually way more loved than they used to be. Like, losing for 15 years has revigorated.
Yeah.
Now, I want to see the
somehow
Yankees
hasn't done it for the Cowboys, but it's done it for the Yankees.
Yeah, well,
The Red Sox fans right now, they are outside of Dodgers fans. They're the biggest Dodgers fans in the world. The Boston Red Sox do not want the Yankees to win the series at all.
That is correct.
So yeah, Red Sox fans rooting for Dodgers right now.
Well, obviously that. Also, who who are the Cowboys fans rooting for? Because they're split like right down the middle.
Between Dodgers and Yankees. Yeah,
and
exactly.
Dodgers.
So they only get one of the two.
No Cowboys fans or Rangers fans.
No.
505-246-0610. Hey, Cowboys fan, which one are you rooting for?
It's a good question because these are my two top teams.
In the lineup tonight for the Yankees, Torres, Soto, Judge, Stanton, Chisholm Jr., Volpe, Rizzo, Trevino. What? Just talked about Wells being out. Verdugo and Schmidt on the mound. First pitch is at 6:08. Is that correct? 6:08?
Yep.
So it actually starts before Monday Night Football, but we're still not going to put it on the big TV.
We're riding with Monday Night Football.
I like hosting.
There we go, Luke.
Got a Bluetooth earpiece where you listen to the game on?
Just
Got a little I'm going to grab my Bluetooth speaker out of my golf bag. We're putting it on the middle of the table.
I'm going to watch baseball, but listen to Joe Buck on football and have flashbacks of my nostalgic childhood when Joe Buck was the voice of baseball and the World Series, and everything was perfect in my life pre-2016.
The Cardinals haven't been very relevant, so Joe Buck's like, Cardinals aren't going to be in the World Series. I'm going to do football now.
It's pretty sweet. When Tim McCarver stepped down from doing it with him, he was doing regional games for the St. Louis
And
Cardinals.
the world rejoiced.
They put out like a press release, and they're like, Tim McCarver will be doing these games. I tuned into all of them. It's like, not missing it. We'll get back from the break. Luke's making us talk NFL football.
Fine.
See how I am?
What did we do wrong? Did we do something wrong? A couple big wins, though, on the foot of the kicker. A couple big losses on the foot of the kicker. The best quarterback in the NFC East is also the best quarterback in the NFL. We'll talk about that. And it was nice that Sunday Night Football didn't make fun of the Cowboys that much on the broadcast. I thought that was a nice thing.
Yeah.
There's a positive from last night. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610. Live from Howie's Sports page, where I'm about to eat a glizzy, the sports animal. At Howie's sports page, it's our sports animal audible. They gave it to you in the opening drive. We won it, so we can give you 2 Lobo tickets. Call 505-246-0610. Give the sports animal audible of the day. We gave you a little hint on what it was earlier.
Yes, you did, Freddie.
It's a name. It's a name.
Oh,
There you go.
there's so few of those.
It's a name. All right, we'll grab the low hanging fruit here. The best quarterback in the NFL is
Bo Nix.
Jake, the floor is yours.
Josh Allen, but I know what answer you want me to say, and it's Jaden
It's
Daniels.
Jaden
Jaden
Daniels.
Daniels is the best rookie.
he's so sweet.
That was awesome.
He's awesome.
What made that game, like that Hail Mary, even better was
They're one of the-
Tyreek Stevenson, the cornerback, was chirping all the Commanders fans in the stands.
That was dumb.
And then immediately turns around halfway through Jaden Daniels having the ball for 12 seconds. He's the one who tipped the ball up for Noah Brown to catch it.
So sweet.
Immediate karma. It was so yummy.
Those black
Noah
jerseys
Brown.
are awesome too.
Noah
black
Brown,
jerseys are
former
sweet.
Cowboy. Former Cowboy Noah Brown.
I'm glad they got rid of him. He loses
me too.
games.
Practice squad cowboy.
Yeah, he was.
Jaden Daniels is probably the second best quarterback in the NFL right now, but he's going to be the best quarterback. He's so wild good.
Heavy overreaction.
They kept him in check. It wasn't the best game. It was probably his worst game of the year, and he still scrambles around, buys time, chunks it 65 yards, and finds a way to win the game.
And beat that loser Caleb Williams who
Go Bears.
Okay.
you're doing Russell Wilson
a little
as Caleb
sassy.
Williams. That 1 versus 2 stuff, that's a lot of fun. Like,
so cool.
we're gonna do this for a long time.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
watch,
they're both headed in the right direction.
both
Well,
those teams too.
Caleb
Yeah,
looked
that's what I
really
mean.
bad for the first 3 quarters, and then he turned it around in the 4th.
Why are
That's
you
a
saying
great quarterback,
this?
though.
Yeah, he's
Makes
a
great
winner.
quarterback.
Caleb?
Well,
Yeah.
both of them.
Both of them are.
Caleb didn't
I mean,
lose that game. It was whatever that
yeah,
safety's name is we just talked
Tyreek
about.
Stevenson.
Yeah, loser Stevenson.
Knock the ball down. Not
That's one of
up.
those conversations. Like, would you rather have somebody that's going to play decent all game or might suck all game but become great at the end? I'm going to go with the great at the end option.
I'm going decent all the whole game.
Well, Jaden Daniels was 21 of 38 for 326 yards and a
Stud.
touchdown. It wasn't that bad of a game.
No, it was the best.
But
game.
they did keep him in check. That was a dirty, hard-fought game.
They
Well-
just couldn't convert in the red zone.
And finding ways to win those ugly games is key for young quarterbacks.
100%.
That's one of those things you build on.
Bears thought they had that one in the bag. Tariq Stevenson thought he had that one in the bag. But if you told Bears Nation right now, you told a hardcore Bears fan that your rookie quarterback would already have more wins than the last 2 years, you'd be like, sweet.
Yeah.
We have a winning record.
Oh, yeah.
We have a chance to go into the playoffs.
Don't sell stock in
Uh,
Caleb Williams yet.
Oh, God, no.
No, all right. Buy stock in him. Buy more stock in Jaden Daniels.
But more stock than
Because-
Jaden Daniels, yeah.
Like, he's the man. Cannot stress this to you.
Agree.
Like you look at him go out there, and I'm not going to make fun of the coaching staff. They get so close. They're short in the playbook. They're afraid of a short field. They are okay kicking field goals. That's losers mentality. That is what losers do. And once they get away from that and give him a chance to play 4-down territory when they're within 40 yards, they're going to score a bunch of points every game. Because it's not like they weren't getting there in the opportunities. They were just giving up and settling for field goals. Dude's a stud.
He is a stud.
Oh, the overreaction's insane. He's a good quarterback.
Yo.
But if they don't have the freakish, I mean, it's not like the Hail Mary was an Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary where he just hits the perfect spot. It should not have been caught.
380 total yards.
Every defender is told to swat the ball down, and they didn't do it, and that is why
Exposed by how great he is.
he had a great stat line. But it's one of those things where it's the Bears lost that way more than Washington won it, and the Washington was up 12-0 in the fourth quarter. If you're Jaden Daniels, the Bears should never get the lead. If you're up 12-0, right?
Jaden
I'm
Daniels.
talking to a bunch of Jaden Daniels fans.
I'll say
I'm a
this about
Cowboys fan,
Jaden
so I don't
Daniels.
expect
I
to
got
agree
you.
with.
I got you right here. Jaden Daniels, as a rookie, for a garbage franchise the past 20 years. The Washington football team has been bad. They get Jaden Daniels. He's immediately the 5th best quarterback in the NFL right now. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is ahead of Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins, C.J. Stroud. And then it falls off pretty hard after there.
Where is he at?
He is like legit balling out.
He might be the best in turnovers as well. The dude doesn't make weird decisions. Like, which also that might be part of the problem with the field goal thing. I might have just been hashing on that coaching staff saying they give up on him. Maybe he's not trying to make that big play. Maybe he's just playing it safe for points, which also hard to fall because they win.
Mm-hmm.
They're 6-2 on a team that I think a lot of people said would be last in their division. Stud. Greatest of all time. I just called it.
Okay, that's insane talk.
What?
But he is very good.
I will have a stronger opinion on Jaden Daniels when his OC isn't Cliff Kingsbury and they're not doing like a college playbook that's efficient. Like when you have like a true NFL guy go in there and do a true NFL style playbook, then I'll see what Jaden Daniels can do. But until then, he's playing it safe and he's got good numbers.
More points were scored in this one, but it was the exact same outcome. Packers and Jaguars as the Green Bay Packers won on a walk-off as well. Jordan Love does not look as good as Jaden Daniels. Trevor Lawrence does not look as good as Jaden Daniels. Neither of these teams look as good as Jaden Daniels. But Green Bay pulls it out in the very end over a lowly Jacksonville Jaguars team. This is the Packers playing down. This is the Packers.
Well, Malik Willis, came in for the second half and shortly into the second half and
threw the ball 5 times.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to the game plan. They've succeeded in putting in a game plan for Willis that he can run and be successful at. And it worked in the first 2 games he played, and it worked in the second half yesterday.
Josh Jacobs looks awesome.
No turnovers from Willis coming in as the reliever. 4 of 5, 56 yards and a tutty. 4 carries, 23 yards. Did everything he needed to do. Didn't turn the ball over. Didn't do anything stupid. Like Malik Willis, the best backup in all of football. He's got like 2.5 wins already.
He could start.
No. He could have easily choked this one away.
Well, Andy Dalton was a backup to start the season, so now he's back on the bench with an injury. But
Cooper Rush any day of the week over Malik Willis.
Okay, now you're speaking my language.
Yep.
hard segue.
The language of the ginger.
Okay, besides Cooper Rush,
send him to the
is he
Raiders.
the best?
Daniel Whelan put 3 of them inside the 20. That's the real reason the Packers won, because Jacksonville was afraid to go the whole field more than it was good though. I mean, it was the end made it better.
Yeah.
The end made it like otherwise you're just like, okay, well, they're gonna score a lot-ish. That's like 60 total points in the game. But you never felt like one was trying to win. You felt like they were just waiting, whoever had the ball last, and that's what it ended up being.
I've been so unbelievably wrong about the Jaguars and Jamarcus Lawrence. Like, I just so wrong. Just so unbelievably wrong. And then I got like the whole NFL pegged. Van Nunley, a.k.a. Nostradamus, has like the whole NFL exactly like I scripted it, except for these lowly Jaguars.
Tua came back for the Dolphins yesterday, and he had the exact same finish against the Cardinals as they walked one off on. It might even been the exact same length. I don't know how long, 28 yards or whatever.
He had 2 really cool passes, and I will give credit to Tua for that. Okay, maybe the CTE helped him just have a little more swagger out there.
28 for 38. And how about that though? All the talk, he comes out, finishes the game number 1, within 28 for 38. 1 touchdown. Hats off to Tua, but hopefully he can keep this going.
Hats on to Tua and the extra Guardian helmet and everything he can get on that head. Bubble wrap.
Somebody told Tua that he should wear a Guardian cap, and he wore the Cleveland baseball team's hat.
He needs to put the Bubble Boy outfit on.
A-Chain's got one there, and get him.
Yeah.
Half of those completions were to running backs or tight ends, which is me trying to explain, though, from what I saw, and I didn't watch the full game, he got it out quick. Like, he did not want to be touched. It was whoever's closest, you get the ball.
Well, it was also National Tight Ends Day, too, so he had to show a little love.
To
tight ends.
Alec Ingold? What does that have to do with that?
You got to show love to your tight ends on tight end day.
He's a fullback.
Yeah, but it's the fullback is the tight end of the
backfield.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the logic.
Yeah, all right. I'll give you that one.
Also, what is National Tight Ends Day?
it's a holiday for tight ends. That's why every tight end yesterday had the greatest week they will ever have all year.
I believe the fourth Sunday every October. This is a fake holiday.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's the Valentine's Day of the NFL. The weird tight end university stuff, they started it, and then people need extra things to talk about, so the NFL adopted
Now, hold up. Tight end university we've been through. This is a money launder.
Correct. So is this day.
Oh,
No.
God.
Yeah.
No.
There's
This
layers.
is showing appreciation for the greatest position in football other than the fullback.
Oh, when's right guard's day?
Right guard's day is every morning after you get out of the shower.
Yeah.
Put on a little right guard.
Day. That's a great one, especially because I haven't used that about 10 years. I think there is an offensive lineman day.
Yeah, it's called Monday morning at practice.
Yeah, it's called every Sunday
Don't players get
for
Mondays
4
off?
quarters.
Yeah, they do.
It's just the worst day.
National Lineman Appreciation Day. It's April 18th. There's not even any football going on.
XFL.
That's
Or
so
USFL.
low.
Well, and
That
also,
is so rude.
Isaiah's only sports oriented. He doesn't know that's for like highline, power line guys.
Yeah, the Wichita lineman.
Yeah.
Union
Powering
workers.
your country.
Yeah. 5G.
Yeah.
When we get back from the break, we continue from Howie's sports page. We're only on till 5:30 tonight, so it only gives you 2 more opportunities to hit our sports animal audible of the day.
Ooh.
They gave it to you this morning. We're trying to give you Lobo tickets, 505-246-0610. Call into the program and give us the sports animal audible of the day that Jeff and JJ gave you this morning on the opening drive. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Mike's hot.
Welcome back to the program where during the break I saw the phone lines lighting up. Isaiah, update us on the Sports Animal Audible of the day.
So, friend of the show, Max Molina.
Hey,
you have last names?
we do
Okay.
first names.
The winner.
So, we
First
don't do
names.
last names.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, congratulations to friend of the show, Max, who is the big winner. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of it. The Sports Animal Audible word of the day was Freddie.
Freddie.
It was Freddie
Hey, that's your name, dude.
for Freddie Freeman.
Not
For
Freddie Flame.
No, not for Freddie Freeman.
Not this time.
So, all right. So our winner's name was Max. Max Muncie is playing tonight, boys. I think I
Okay.
got our comeback word here.
Holler.
I think it's Max.
Okay.
I think we go with Max.
I like it a
I
lot.
like it.
All right.
Like bet the max.
Against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Our Sports Animal Audible today is Max. Listen to the morning show tomorrow morning, the opening drive. They will ask you for it. If you call in and give it, they'll give you 2 tickets to Wyoming football. How very exciting. Our Sports Animal Audible word, Max.
Max. So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You take the word that you just gave, which is Max.
Yes.
You call the opening drive tomorrow morning. When they prompt you,
Heck, just call
do
anytime.
you get 2 more tickets?
Hey, I say call anytime. Make them dance.
Now, hold on. Can Max do the wraparound? Can he win 2 more tickets? Because that's his name.
Isaiah, I don't know the rules on that.
Yeah.
Is it,
I only read the first 2 sentences of the email, then I quit. What are the rules?
What are the rules?
The rules be the rules, and the facts be the facts.
When we get back from the break, we continue from Howie's sports page. Talking the world of the NFL, previewing tonight's Monday Night Football game and the World Series. It's tuning on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Dan Nunley, and Fred Slow with producer Isaiah Johnson on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Mike's up.
Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Men On, where our Sports Animal audible word of the day is Max. Reach out to the morning show tomorrow, the opening drive with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Give them the Sports Animal audible word, which is Max. You'll be the winner of a prize. I think it's a little bit, you find out. Tune in and find out what the prize is. Maybe it's like something even sweeter.
Like 2 tickets to DCCW?
Throw them in there. Why not?
Yeah.
I like that name, Max. That's the Max Machado's my co-host on Dirty Boys Present Fill in the Holes every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock here on the Sports Animal.
Max was our winner.
We talk golf, Jake.
I know.
Golf.
I tune in. I love golf. I love Max Machado. I love you.
Oh, awkward.
Thank you.
For me and Luke.
Also, we love Zay.
Luke Markwith with us. Luke, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're at Howie's. We're hosting Monday Night Football tonight. We do it every single week. It is so much fun. Program note, Coach Eric Quill of the New Mexico United will join us Thursday from Sadie's on 4th. United have their first playoff game in the history of all things at home this Sunday. It is 6 o'clock, so sorry Sunday Night Football. Sundays for soccer. Sundays for soccer.
It's a huge deal.
It's called football.
Show up and show out. Football.
I blew it. I didn't know it was called football.
Sunday night football.
Football. Or so, as some even say, foosball.
Mm-hmm.
We're recapping the games of the yesterday, and you've been waiting all episode for us to bring it up. Jake, we'll bring it up for you right now. Your hero, Jameis Winston, beat the unbeatable Ravens yesterday.
Oh, my God. Through unwavering faith.
Every single survivor in the entire country is done. They're all over. They ended in week yesterday. Jameis Winston, you'd been saying it, and we haven't been talking about the Browns on the show for obvious reasons, but now we can.
And I will die happily on this hill that Jameis Winston is your starter, Cleveland. He is the man.
Forever.
He's going to get a 4-year deal after this season. You won't hear any other quarterback pronounced as a starter for 4 more years. Jameis Winston will end as a Cleveland Brown because of his unwavering faith and because of Eminem. What a quote.
Speaking of 4 more years, friends, so get out there and register to vote.
Oh, do
if
that.
you haven't done that already, please do it.
Early voting is open now.
It's a big one.
There's one right here, isn't there?
Right down the way,
Also,
yeah.
Ye of shoddy memory,
Yeet.
all the way back until Friday of last week, I told you to take the Browns and the points. When you lose a head coach, when you lose a quarterback, your team plays harder than they've ever played. And the Browns got rid of the worst quarterback and the worst person not ever been in the NFL, because there's some awful people in the history of the NFL. But in this current generation of the NFL, the worst person to exist, you got rid of that guy. You're going to play so hard for your new quarterback, especially when he's the cutest, sweetest doofus like Jameis Winston.
He is America's sweetheart.
Hard agree.
I don't think I saw any other content on Twitter or Instagram than Jameis Winston interviews, pregame huddles. It took over the internet yesterday. And Jameis Winston, you can't spell Winston without wins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He did the dang thing.
Let's be real clear on Jameis Winston. In college, he sucked.
Whoa, hey, a Heisman winner, a national champion. No. Also entered the NFL in an election year as well, too. And
Yeah, he was part of. He was definitely part of. I have to say, top 7 college football teams ever.
I'll say top 5.
Strong.
I had to. He was. There's some real good ones. That Florida State team, they could be down 30 points at halftime, and they would have won the game. He had so many unbelievable comebacks.
334 yards, 3 tutties, and what? No interceptions?
Jameis Winston did the most Jameis Winston thing ever at the end of that game. He almost threw an interception straight to Kyle Hamilton, who dropped it. And then Jameis said, I began praying as soon as I threw that ball.
To be clear, not a Saint, not so different than Deshaun Watson. Cannot put this out there any other way. FSU paid a girl $1 million to make an accusation go away. Please do not sit here and say he's a good human being.
Give me the data.
He sucks.
As Jameis Winston has said before, he believes in second chances, and I have given Jameis Winston his second chance.
Okay.
And he's running with it.
In comparison with Watson, if we're going Watson level, I mean, it's not any better, but unless he's got hundreds of women saying that, I think Watson has got him beat by a large margin.
Peyton Manning dropped his twig and berries on a girl's neck on a training table. That doesn't get talked about enough.
I don't think there's $1 million payout on that one.
Yeah, significantly.
Those crab legs were free.
It was significantly less than $1 million.
The crab leg story, I'm actually going to let slide. That one doesn't even bother me. The crab leg story was they had a handshake deal with the grocery store manager, and some idiot security guy didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's nothing to me.
Sure. Yeah, and remember when they even tried to get him so bad that they were like, "Oh, Jameis got a soda and didn't pay for it." He was in the fast food restaurant, and he made the news because he, I guess, got a drink and didn't pay for the drink.
Well,
he was supposed to get a water, and he got juice.
He's turned his life around, Fred. Okay? Jameis Winston has decided, I'm going to let the past be the past and not let it define him. And he has done nothing but pure since.
Unlike Deshaun Watson, who is a predator, and he cannot be helped or stopped.
So congratulations to all 3 Cleveland Browns fans. You did it. You did it.
And speaking about Deshaun, like he's Jason Voorhees, he can be stopped. We can stop him.
Through chemical castration? What's your idea?
Lock him up. Lock him up.
Hey, I'd rather have Jameis out there than Anthony Richardson.
Like as a player?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson pulled himself out of the game.
Exactly.
He said, I'm tired. He said, I can't do it.
In his defense, he scrambled around for like 30 seconds, 2 plays in a row. You got to be crazy winded.
No. There's so many bigger quarterbacks that have ran like that. Like imagine Big
Josh
Ben.
Allen, Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Big Ben, there's no way he's tapping himself out. And he used to throw guys off of him.
Yeah, Big Ben would go into practice the following Tuesday with like 20 different bags of ice on it.
Like if you're really going to do that as a QB, fake an injury, do something. But you can't admit to your team you're tired. Even a D lineman who gets rotated anyways, a D line coach would look at you like it would be almost like ruining like a bad credit card payment, like a late payment. Like it would hurt your credit with that coach awfully bad if you tell him, I'm taking myself out because I'm tired.
Zay, I got a little stat line here for you.
You could just call the coach. He's in your helmet. Say, hey, run the ball this play.
Right.
Hey, dive in the
middle. It was
middle.
3rd and 10. He called himself out in a third.
Yeah, a draw then. Those work every once in a while.
Call timeout. Drake May went out with a concussion yesterday. Jacoby Brissett came in and beat the New York Jets. It looks like Drake May is going to end up being okay, but he took a little bit of a shot there. Jets are not good.
It's rough. That is rough to watch.
There's more chemistry on the Jets than the Cowboys right now, though.
Neither are good. Aaron Rodgers, 17 of 28, 230, a couple tutties, but Jacoby Brissett came in and just managed it. That one big play with Stevenson. Was that 4th down? It was 4th down.
I think so.
Yeah, he could go a little bit. So there you go. I mean, not the best game in the history of football from May. Eagles big over the Bengals. We've talked about the Bengals' demise. It was proven more yesterday. Their quarterback doesn't have it. Yeah. He had it at one point. He has lost it. That thing is gone.
Their team doesn't have it. He's the #1 rated quarterback in the NFL. Joe Burrow's still a dude. Did you see him on the sideline when the other team just kept running up and down the field? It looks like the ghost of Joe Burrow left his body, and he was left there motionless and lifeless.
Yeah, it's all on his frosted tips.
Every other Bengals quarterback in the history of the franchise saw what finally happened to him. The one Super Bowl loss was just a teaser of what's to come. They're still the Bengals.
They're not even frosted tips. They're just grown out.
Yeah.
It's like a knockoff frosted tip.
I think they're missing Joe Mixon more than they realized they would. Mm-hmm. I think with T. Higgins being out, that was huge yesterday. They've got some things to figure out. But
also to give credit where credit is due, Philadelphia remembered how to play football. Jalen Hurts remembered you can just push him forward a couple of yards.
Yeah. Over and over.
Yeah, we'll just keep doing this, guys.
And Saquon has just been phenomenal this season. I mean, he is just.
Well, Sirianni's 3-0 since he had his Britney Spears moment and shaved his head. So keep on keeping it shaved.
Good reference. Texans over the Colts. They won by a field goal. Had to get the one at the end. They got the one at the end. Held it out. Cool. Neither of these teams are going to do anything significant this year, even though the Texans are 6-2.
Stephon Diggs just went down too.
Oh, is that official?
Oh,
And they're missing Nico Collins, and they're
Tank Dell time, baby.
he had a good touchdown.
So they're 6-2. I mean, they could go 500 from here on out and still make the playoffs. Like if they get healthy at the end, they can do some damage. They're a talented roster, and they love their coach. They play hard for their coach, like the Lions play hard for Dan Campbell.
League MVP is Jared Goff. He plays for the Detroit Lions.
Hard to argue against.
Oh,
we keep
in the unfair argument. You can argue against him, and it's the whole thing of, you got other players in your team that are very, very good, so it almost kind of like waters it down a little. Like if their run game wasn't as dominant as it is, I don't know if Goff can have 2 incomplete passes a game.
So sweet.
In the last 5 weeks, Jared Goff has more touchdowns than incompletions. They don't need him to go off and throw for 300 yards. They just need for him not to screw up.
Well,
and he didn't screw up again.
We keep one of the TVs on the red zone during NFL, and every time I glanced up there, it was on Detroit.
Over and over.
They're just playing backyard football, and
that's how it is.
they're the most complete team on all 3 levels. That special teams unit is dirty.
It reminded me of like in youth football when they're like, okay, you get a touchdown.
Exactly.
You get a touchdown.
Going up and down the bench, like who hasn't got one yet?
Yeah.
Jared Goff threw for 3. David Montgomery threw for 1. Jahmyr Gibbs ran for 1. David Montgomery ran for 1. Sam Laporta, Khalif Raymond, Brock Wright, and Amon St. Brown all got tutties.
And what's so hard about Detroit is it's really hard for a team to mimic them, because in order to get an offensive line like they have, because that's what it all comes from. It comes from them dominating the offensive line. So just by nature, they're going to get into the red zone. But in order to piece together an offensive line like that, you have to keep going through years in the draft, taking offensive linemen instead of getting the sexy players, the flashy players. You got to keep getting the mud guys. And they did it, and they suffered a little bit, but now it's paying off.
We're not just going to blow past this, are we? The mud guys?
Yeah.
What are the mud
linemen,
guys?
The offensive linemen. The mud guys, hand in the mud.
The trench.
Okay.
You're dirty in the trenches.
Trench, I've heard a lot. Never a mud guy.
Dirty
That's
palms.
a guy that does stucco.
The last one before we go to break is the Atlanta Falcons over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have fallen from their fast start.
Robbery.
Do you feel that way?
Yes. Kyle Pitts dropped that ball. Robbery.
He almost had 100 yards for the first time.
They only gave him that touchdown because it was National Tight End Day.
Who is they?
The Illuminati, the ones who really pull the strings.
Yes, I like that one.
They invented National Tight End Day.
Tight end Illuminati, you mean?
That's a good one. When we get back from the break, we can do from Howie Sports page. It's 2 Men on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Channel. Welcome back to the program. Welcome back to 2 Minute On. We're wrapping it up from Howie's sports page. There were games we didn't get to over the weekend. That's okay. We keep it tight on Mondays. Speaking of, we're hosting Monday Night Football tonight at Howie's. Come see us. The football game starts at 6:15. The World Series baseball game starts at 6:08. Van thinks the Yankees are going to win. I think the Dodgers are going to win. Jake's just excited to be here.
Yeah, that's always the case for me. But as a Mets fan, I'm fading the Dodgers tonight, and I'm going with the state of New York.
Smart.
You should.
Luke, talk to us about football tonight here at Howie's.
Well, there's no better place to be for Monday Night Football or
Good answer, yeah.
multi-sport nights. I mean, you don't want to drag another TV into the living room and to watch both, so just come down here and let us do it for you.
Giants and Steelers
There's going to be some
tonight.
basketball and hockey on the little TVs over there, too.
We can get it all.
Anything you want.
I like that a lot. Halftime giveaways, free glizzies, and a lot of fellowship. So come hang out with us. It's going to be one. It's worth watching tonight if you're watching it here at Howie's. Also, I think Russell Wilson is going to do really well.
I do too.
Hard disagree.
I think George Pickens is going to do really well.
With Russell Wilson's help.
Maybe. Bold prediction, Justin Fields plays a little bit tonight.
That would be bold. Not on prime time. You going to do something like that? You do it at like a 1 a.m. Eastern start time.
1 a.m. Oh, my Lord.
Excuse me, 1 p.m.
Well, if Russell Wilson gets tired and takes himself out of the game,
Yeah.
then Justin Fields will get in.
If they're not running weird Taysom Hill, Tim Tebow packages for Justin Fields, you're wasting talent.
Oh, yeah.
That is stupid.
They with Slash Stewart in their history, they know it better than anybody. You know what I mean? Like, go back to the old Cordell Stewart days and start working in a package for him.
Hard agree.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm picking the Giants tonight, okay? Because God can only back up one quarterback, and he already chose his, and it was Jameis.
Okay.
And so Russ is gonna go out there and he's gonna pray and pray and pray, but he won't be answered today. God only has time for one NFL quarterback a week.
God. That's who you're talking about.
God, G-O-D.
Yeah, got it.
Big man.
Are you Jamaican now? What
I
was
can,
that?
do, I can do a little Jamaican accent.
Please don't on this
No.
program.
Not after that weird convention in New York yesterday. We're not doing any island-related talk.
If you're gonna pick the New York Giants straight up, I think you're a fool. Money line looks great if you're gonna do that,
What is it, 7.5?
but it's Giants plus 6.5 right now.
Oh, okay.
Hey, front of the show, buy it up a point. Go to 7.5 and be very comfortable.
That's
The
where I would
Giants
be at.
can keep it close. Steelers win. Giants keep it close.
Luke, what do you think?
I think the Steelers are just too much.
Yeah.
I think they end up winning by, I think it's going to be a little more than that. I think it's going to be 10 or so.
Winning by 21 yesterday were the Bills over the Seahawks. It was never really in question. They look like they have found their stride offensively.
Yeah, Keon Coleman is the best rookie wide receiver in the league. And really, Seattle beat themselves. A linebacker and a defensive lineman started arguing with each other, and two Bills players had to break it up for them.
Patrick Mahomes improved the Chiefs to 7-0 over the Las Vegas Raiders. Gardner Minshew they keep giving him chances.
He's your guy.
He's just not winning.
No.
He's not good enough.
Ever since you were like, I'm going to be a Gardner Minshew guy,
Yeah.
it's been downhill.
I know.
This
Oh,
was a sure thing. The Chiefs this weekend were as sure thing as you could ever get.
Well,
This was a Patrick Mahomes, Kermit the Frog redemption game. You remember in the preseason where the Vegas Raiders were passing around Kermit the Frog at practice and making fun of Patrick Mahomes? Don't give this guy chalkboard material.
Yeah.
We talked about the big rookie matchup between the Bears and the Washington Guardians earlier. There was an equally fun one if you consider Bryce Young still a rookie. The Broncos beat up on the Panthers real bad. Bo Nix looked good against them. There is a trend here. Everyone looks real good against the Panthers.
Surprise, surprise.
Do they have a win this year?
They have one win.
Yeah, Andy Dalton came in and led him to a win.
Who'd they beat? Yeah, good question.
Like I would remember.
And then lastly, the 49ers.
Oh, duh. The Raiders.
Nice.
Yeah. Andy Dalton beat the Raiders.
I think that's the week he took over being a Minshew guy.
I do recall.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers were victorious last night over the Dallas Cowboys. The story of the night, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I do. I think it was Ricky Pearsall. Kind of cool.
He's back.
Yeah, like way to go, guy. Like I didn't watch any of his debut game or whatever. Out there doing the whole thing, running routes, catching passes, acting like he never got shot.
Yeah.
Had a sick 39-yard run.
Yes, he did.
Oh, man.
And everyone ran the ball for San Francisco yesterday.
You're not joking. Literally everyone on the roster.
They all had one carry.
7 different people ran the ball.
They had a cool little story. He got tickets for all the first responders that
that
helped
was
him when
cool.
he was shot.
So
and so he
cool.
got them all to a game, and that was pretty cool.
That's awesome that the Niners got a man of character and integrity on their team.
Super sweet.
They also have Nick Bosa.
Oh, he's awful, huh?
It's awful.
The man put a hat on.
And then
Showed he was
danced
wearing it.
around like a damn fool.
Jumped around on stage like a dipshit, you mean?
The Cowboys were not able to put up 300 yards of total offense. They look anemic. They look bad.
Honestly, it was a closer game than I thought it was going to be. And they turned it on down the stretch, but it was just too little too late.
It got to. Oh, go ahead.
It's too often. The too little, too late's too often with Dallas, and it's keeping McCarthy his job.
Yeah, and that's
Like
the problem.
them
Like,
coming close at the end is keeping him his job, and it's heartbreaking.
I've told you for weeks, Zay. Giants game, there will be a new coach. They're going to lose to the Falcons. They're going to lose to the Eagles. They're going to lose to the Texans. They're going to lose the Commanders. And then somebody else will try to right the ship on November 28th.
How excited are you to have Shadur Sanders as your next starting quarterback?
No, unfortunately, we're not going to get it. we're going to keep Dak. But here's the thing, though. We don't want Dallas to fire McCarthy too early, because if they fire him and then say an interim head coach comes up and they start doing better, Jerry's going to go into the offseason and say, well, why should I get Bill Belichick? There could be reports saying
You're going
Bill
to get
Belichick.
Staley. The Cowboys are going to get Staley no matter what.
You could hear reports Bill Belichick says he's willing to step down and just be the coach and all this. And then Jerry will just continue with the guy they have. So I need McCarthy to get fired at the end of the season when there's not enough time for somebody else to come in and do a better job.
Real quick recap. Anders Carlson had 7 kicking points more. He had 12 yesterday.
Bada bing.
Dak Prescott had 2 interceptions. Brock Purdy had less than 0.5 interceptions at 0. George Kittle had Wood Tootie. And Deebo Samuel had more than 69.5 receiving yards with
Nice.
71. Cut it close.
Max says he's waiting for your prize picks today. He hopes we do it because he's relying on your prize picks.
Okay, this is good to know. You guys ready to sneak one in real quick?
Let's do it.
I got
Let's do it.
tonight. So I got this new thing I'm doing where I'm going what I'm real confident in, like the 2 big games of the night. So I combine Monday Night Football and World Series Baseball. Promo code KNML. KNML will get you a $100 match. I got George Pickens more than 0.5 rush receiving touchdowns. I'm on your book,
I
Jake.
love that.
I got Daniel Jones more than 249.5 pass yards. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair tonight. Najee Harris more than 0.5 rush receiving tutties. And then I have, from the World Series, the starting pitchers, no runs scored in the first inning.
Oh, Nerfies.
Guy up, got a 0.5 take the less. Tommy Edmond more than 1.5 hits, runs, ribbies combines. Anthony Volpe more than 1.5 hits, run, ribbies combines. What I didn't tell you was those are all demons, boys, outside of their Nerfy. So it's a big win for me if I get it. Play with me. Play with me tonight.
All right. Hard disagree. I think it's going to be a Yerfy.
Oh,
The moment's too big for
Shohei.
Ferris Bueller III, and he's going to give up a first-inning home run to Aaron Judge. Also, I love the kicker combo tonight. Greg Joseph and Chris Broswell, more than 3.5 field goals made. Lock that one in.
Cha-ching.
I just want a good game. Also, I forgot I have another one going tonight, so it'd be nice if Pat Freiermuth caught a touchdown. It'd be kind of cool for me, too.
It's not National Tight End Day, so I don't know if that's going to happen.
Doesn't that come for the whole week?
Yes, it should.
Oh, it's a week.
No, it's a day. It's definitely-
Okay.
What is it, a 21-year-old girl's birthday now? We're just going to do this all week and have a tight end month now? Is that what we're doing?
Luke, how many 21-year-old birthday parties do you get here at Howie's?
More lately, we've definitely had had a resurgence of younger crowd, but
historically more retirement parties.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's what I like to leave. I like to be the youngest person at Howie's. That's when Howie's is a good time.
I was
get here in the afternoon.
Okay, Jake. Okay, Jake.
I was here for a 21-year-old birthday party on accident one time. There was like one going on when I was here, and this gal asked me to like take the group photo. And she's like, text it to me. This was the worst decision I ever made. the amount of weird text I got from not just her, but like all the strangers she gave the number to was me showing my foolish decision making that one innocent night. I made a poor decision here at Howie's.
You're not the only one.
Put it on the list.
You're not the only one with a story about a poor decision made one night at Howie's, but that's part of the beauty.
Hey, what's on the back of the new shirts?
Howie's happens.
Howie's
Yes,
happens.
it does.
The sports animal audible for the morning is Max. Our sports animal audible is Max. Reach out to the opening drive tomorrow with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Give them that promo code, and we'll throw you in the prize closet. Something will come out of the prize closet for you.
Oh, it's nice. The prizes are coming out of the closet.
It's 2024.
2024, man.
Good for them. I
It's
wish
hard.
I could.
It immediately happened after the Lakers played their first game last week in the return of the NBA last Tuesday, where the NBA fell asleep over the last 6 days. There has been no NBA in my world with the World Series in the NFL, and I don't believe we'll see it again until Christmas, boys.
Hard disagree. This is going to be the greatest year in the history of the National Basketball
How's Victor
Association.
And I don't say this because
Wemby's underperforming.
Yeah, he is. I don't say this because I'm a Laker fan, but when the Lakers are good, it's just like when the Dodgers and Yankees are good in baseball. It's like when the Cowboys and Steelers are good in football. The Lakers are good, so the NBA is naturally going to have boosted views,
And the
that's going to
Knicks.
keep.
Don't forget about the New York Knicks.
The Knicks are a big
Yeah,
one.
them being good is very important.
Uh-huh.
The Knicks.
I got some good news for you, Zay. Every time LeBron James has started the season 2-0, they went to the finals. And guess what, baby? They're 3-0.
Let's go.
Hey,
Lock it in.
JJ Redick got them actually running plays for the first time in 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lethal team.
Where's Bronny at?
Bronny has checked in for a total of 3 minutes this season. And it was game one.
Right now.
They had a great little meme stat the other day. It was like the top father-son scoring duos in the league and what they had. And it was like Del Curry and Steph Curry. And it was like LeBron and Bronny, 40,000 points and 0 points. But they're still in first place as a father-son duo.
Unstoppable.
Then there's a generation of fans of the NBA because Bronny's he's gonna end up being a player. He's gonna end up being
He will
good.
find a role.
You don't think he's gonna be very good?
No.
He's gonna be very good.
Bryce James will be very good. Keon Anthony will be very good.
He's an influencer. Automatically, he's a presence, and you cannot lose him if you're the Lakers.
You should have watched the check-in when he came in. It was not a big reaction.
It was
Bronny
a super
James.
big reaction.
It's a huge
In
reaction.
my living room.
It was #1 in the internet for a day and a half.
Yeah, it was big on the internet, not in the stadium.
What point in the game did he come in?
Well, no, because
Second quarter.
every Gen Z Laker fan had their phones out. There were 30,000 phones out.
Yeah, if he came into the second quarter, half the Lakers fans aren't there yet.
Luke,
good
tell
point.
us about Howie's. You got 5 seconds.
Drink at Howie's. It's the best.
Good answer. Isaiah back at the studio.
Go Lakers.
Van, final words.
Too much of the time allowed, my friend. Either come down to Howie Sports page right now, or I'll tell you what. Listen to the open drive tomorrow.
Give him the sports animal audible. Words Max. Good job, everyone. Keep breathing.
See you tomorrow, Burke.